my name is Chandler-Grevatt. I'm the founder of FLArQ, and I've got a great opportunity today to have a look at a brand new microscope. This has been sent to me by Vita Group, and I'm looking at it on behalf of LaBLiFe today. So let's have a look. Under the dust sheet is our BMS microscope. And here it is. I keep hold of this dust sheet because it is very useful for keeping the dust off in between uses. So I'll just put that over there, ready to put on later. And here we have got a microscope that looks like a classic microscope. It's got everything you'd expect. So it's got the eyepiece at the top here that is here is ×10, it says on the side there. And that slips in there nicely. It comes out easily, so you can put in a camera easily as well. You've got the objectives here, and as you'd expect, the first one is ×4, the smallest. So 4 × 10 is ×40. That's the minimum we expect to be able to use a compound microscope to look at the big 5. So we'll be able to see rotifers and tardigrades and things like that with this at the lowest magnification. Then we've got ×10, the yellow one, and then ×40. So you can go up to ×400 magnification. The thing is, for FLArQ, it's very rare you need to do that. It's the first two that are going to be most useful. So I'm going to leave it back on the ×40. You can see how easily they click into place. It's really, you can hear when they've got in there. Some microscopes you can't actually feel quite them clicking into place, and it's important they do that. Then we have got, as you would expect at the side, we've got the focusing knobs, and so we've got the fine and the coarse, and they seem to be moving very smoothly, and hopefully when I look down the microscope I'll be able to use them to do that. They don't jolt or anything, they're very smooth as I turn them. And then we have got the lighting. Now the lighting is done in 2 ways here. We've got electric lighting, which we can switch on like that, and you can see hopefully. Yep, when I turn it up using the slider at the bottom there, I can increase the intensity of light coming up through the sample or decrease it. It's good to start as low as possible, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. The other thing is there is room for batteries in here, so you can actually put some batteries in here if you wanted to use it remotely. So without a plug socket. So that's handy as well, especially if your lab hasn't got many plug sockets, or of course you might be using it in the field. Then, this is the bit that makes it different to most school microscopes I see, is that it's got a mechanical stage. And a mechanical stage is the flat bit that you can actually move the slide for you. It moves the slide for you. So normally, if you don't have a mechanical stage, you have to move the slide backwards and forwards. You set off with your fingers to have a look at what you've got in your FLArQ. This one does it for you, and it's how I use my microscope when I'm doing them online. So you can put a slide like this one, clip it in there, so it's nicely clipped in, and then you can use this here to go left and right when you're looking down, so you can look at the whole thing, and up and down like this as well. So it means I can zigzag across the whole slide and observe everything that's on there quite quickly without having to move my fingers, which is always a bit fiddly and it's a bit jolty. This is going to be nice and smooth to do that. It's also got a diaphragm under here that can be used to change the amount of light that's coming through. It also changes the angle slightly, so what you get is more silhouette, so more definition, or you can have it much brighter and you can see much more detail in the organisms by doing that. So that's that in there, so that's handy to have too. So as it stands, it looks like it's got all the bits and pieces I feel like I need to do a decent FLArQ. Okay, let's have a go at doing a FLArQ. So I took this bit of moss earlier from my garden, soaked it in some mineral water, and I gave it a squeeze out into this petri dish, and I put a few drops of water on the slide and put a cover slip on it. And that means I can look down there. So I just need to switch it on and make sure the diaphragms are reasonably closed. And I'm going to go in and have a look. Let's see what we've got. First thing I can see is it's got a cross through the eyepiece. So I've got a sense of where we are looking on a slide, and it's also got some numbers and graduation's 0 to 10, which helps us when we are measuring and trying to calculate the size of something we're observing. Now, as with emulsifiers, often I can see lots of things going on in here, but it's hard to discern exactly what I've got to start with. So I'm just going to start by moving it along using my mechanical stage, So this is so easy, just to move it along, see what we've got under here. Lighting's good. I'm actually going to turn it down slightly because it's quite bright at the moment. There we go, turn it down slightly. And I'm just having a look to see what I can see in here. It's quite good moving across the slide. I can see lots of what I call debris, bits and pieces. I don't know what they are. Usually bits of moss plant or little tiny stones and things like that. Oh, and I found my first moving thing. I have found a little tiny rotifer. And he's just moving along. Well, she is just moving along slowly. Yeah, that's how she's going. She's moving along, and I can see her moving along there. So I've got my first of my big 5, and I can see her really clearly. I'm going to go up in magnification to see how that works. So here we go. So I've been at times 4, and now this is going up to times 10. So that means a maximum of times 400. Oh, and she's just going off to the distance, and there she goes. She's moving along. She's doing a little inchworm thing, and she's making her way across my screen. I can see her really clearly. And at this magnification, she's moving quite a lot. But this magnification, I can see her little toes, her mouth parts, and I can also see a little diatom swimming past as well. It's an oblong shape. So already, just this first go, I'm seeing some of the organisms that I'd expect to see using a microscope. And I think it's perfect for doing emulsifier, and I'm looking forward to having some more time with that. So thank you for watching. I hope you find this useful.